Well, I hate to talk about this 2 days in a row, especially since not many people seem to be interested in it yesterday, but I have to do an update because we have more information now on President Joe Biden's attempt to get the House of Saud to pump more of that black gold and ship it over here to America, because Joe doesn't want to do any of that here. He wants it all to happen over there in the Saudi desert. And yesterday, I pretty much danced all over his attempts, and I said, oh, he's so silly, he's stupid, they're laughing in his face, they're not doing anything. They said that they'll increase oil production when they're good and ready. And today, we get this announcement from MBS, the Prince of Darkness himself, the evil slayer of the vaunted journalist Jamal Khashoggi, that they are increasing oil production capacity from 12 billion barrels per day to 13 billion barrels per day, or maybe it's a million. I think it's a million, actually. And so it would look like, gee, I'm eating crow. I am stupid. I doubted our great dear leader, Joseph Robinette Biden, and he brought home the bacon. He got the goods. And don't I look silly? Well, so far, no. And that's why I wanted to make this video, to clarify that. I don't want to seem like I'm hiding from the issue and that, oh, I'm wrong and I'm afraid to admit it. No, I have, if I am wrong, it would be great. That means that oil prices come down. But so far, I don't think that I'm wrong. Because MBS is offering Joe Biden exactly what Biden offered MBS. A gesture. A meaningless gesture. That's it. Because yesterday, Uncle Joe came into town. He fist bumped MBS. They're good buddies. His image has been rekindled, rebuilt, whatever you want to call it, rehabilitated. MBS is now a good guy. Because Joe Biden is a good guy, and so if he's friends with MBS, MBS is a good guy. But we don't know if that's going to hold in the long term. We don't know if once Joe Biden gets home, if he's still going to be friendly. And so MBS offered him a similar gesture. MBS said, we're going to increase our oil production capacity, key word here, from 12 billion barrels per day, or million barrels per day, to 13 million barrels per day. But as one guy pointed out on Twitter, and I'm sure many other people, he said a lot about production capacity, said nothing about production itself. So the Saudis are not committing to pumping more oil. They're saying we're going to increase our capacity to pump oil, which I guess means drill more wells maybe. But that doesn't say they're going to be pumping more oil out of the ground. Because currently, the Sauds, I believe, are pumping closer to 10 or 11 million barrels per day. And they're not even reached their current capacity of 12 million. And who knows how long it's going to take them to increase their so-called capacity from 12 million to 13. So could the Saudis increase oil production? Could they help us out in our time of need? Yes, they could, but we don't know that they are. We can't necessarily trust this. It's not like that this is an oil market over in Saudi Arabia, and the companies there, there's all these different oil companies who are going to decide to pump more oil. No, it's one guy or a cabal of a royal family over there who decide how much oil they're going to pump. And so currently today they're saying, we're thinking about pumping more. But so far, this is a political statement. It's not an economic reality. And I think that Wall Street speculators probably will agree with me on this. And we, as a result of this announcement alone, probably will not see a huge move down in the price of oil. At this stage, I think that the recession fears are going to have much more of an impact on the price of oil than this announcement from MBS. Now, if he follows through, and they not only increase their production capacity, but increase their actual production, because production capacity is purely theoretical. That's just how much oil the Saudis think that they could pump per day if they were running, at a full tilt. But who knows? Maybe this will be enough to signal the intentions of the Saudis. Maybe this will, just like I've talked about in the past, if Biden were to come out and announce, hey, we're going to have a more pro-oil exploration policy here in the United States, we're going to encourage companies to start investing in oil wells, we're going to do away with this 2030 Great Reset nonsense about abolishing fossil fuels. We're not going to do that. We want to make America safe for investment in fossil fuels. That overnight would bring down the price of oil. Even before there's more oil being pumped out of the ground, speculators would bid down the price of oil, particularly in the futures market. And so maybe they will have enough faith in MBS and his intentions to do the same here. So that remains to be seen. But if he doesn't follow through on that, the price of oil will go back up. At least all else equal. It might still go down because of the global economic collapse, which is upon us. And honestly, collapse is the only thing that is going to save us. At this point, we need prices of all these assets and commodities to come down. We need to live in a more affordable society. And for all the boomers who own a lot of assets that might be negatively affected by that, I must say I'm out of tears to cry. The boomers have been playing life on easy mode for decades now. If they've all bought into these asset bubbles, frankly, I think they're old enough to have the wisdom to escape them. They should know well enough how to shield their assets, but the reality is most of them don't. And I don't think that it's right to sacrifice every future generation just to preserve the ill-gotten gains of the boomer generation. Because the very same artificial bubbles which have enriched the boomers have impoverished the rest of us. So, with that said, I will see you folks back here tomorrow.